I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Architectural Review Board and City Planning Commission. It's Thursday, July 18th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Watke,
Here.
Hunter,
Here.
Stocko,
Here.
Boardman,
Here.
Geistlin, Meinel, Schroeder.
Here. We'd like to approve the minutes of July 11th, 2024. Did everybody get a chance to review them? Any corrections or?
So moved. Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. We've got the Creekside Community Development for the vacant lots on South Lincoln Street, intersection of East Deer Road, tax key YVSE 00016, a certified survey map. Discussion and recommendation. Is this there?
Yes, thank you. Creekside Community Development had previously been approved for the CSM. However, there were a few minor changes that Creekside wanted to make. The major change was that they wanted to change the road name to Creekside Boulevard. So that was completed on this. The electrical and utility department had some feedback about adding in some easements. So that was also done as well on this 2-lot CSM. If you have any specific questions for the applicant, Ryan Cardinal is here this evening. Otherwise, there were just a few minor comments that were noted by Kapoor, so I'll have Naomi address those.
Yep, as Allison mentioned, this is a revision to the CSM. Minor changes that we noted were the revising the radii at the proposed signal-controlled intersection, and adding a drainage easement and easement for the north ingress-egress that's being proposed on site. Final verbiage for who is the easement is granted to, et cetera, what the easement is for, can be provided at a later date. So I just mentioned that in my review, and just noted that we do not have final approval from WSDOT on the intersection design. So the right-of-way limits would need to be revised to, if they needed to be revised to match WSDOT's recommendation or requirements, that could be done also at a later time. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions, discussion? I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve with recommendations of city.
Second.
Got a motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. We've got Midwest Property Holdings, site plan architectural review. Did we get a chance to review all the changes? And
Yes, we did. We were able to review all of the proposed changes that Ferris Hansen made to the site plan. As we discussed at the last meeting, this is a review for the development on a 2.83 acre lot for a warehouse. There will be about 9,000 approximately square feet of warehouse with 32,500 square feet of pavement. After reviewing, I did note that they do meet all area, yard, and height requirements, all traffic loading, parking, and access requirements. And there were just a few minor comments from our city engineer as well. But I did go ahead and recommend approval.
For engineering review, the site now meets the release rate requirements of the city with the new basin design as shown on the plan that's in your packet, slightly larger than the basin that was presented last week. Everything else on site is essentially the same. There was just a couple typos I noted just to make sure those were looked at to see what was intended, not a big deal at all. And I did note that we needed um, a bond, which I believe was submitted today, actually, financial surety before work was to commence. That was provided today. And just some standard comments that we require as-builts, and the draft stormwater maintenance agreement is missing a couple components, just recording documents that we will need upon final approval and before we release the surety. So I recommend approval.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
I will
Comments?
just note as part of my approval, just so the applicant is aware, I know that there is a future expansion area on these plans. If that does end up going over 2,500 square feet, you will need to come back to the Plan Commission for review on that. Anything under 2,500 square feet, you can do by pulling building and zoning permits at a staff level. And then same goes for those charging stations. If you decide to put those in, please make sure you pull all applicable building permits.
No conditions by either the engineer or the zoning officer?
There are just 6 conditions listed on my staff report. One of them is to remind the applicant of the future expansion area, and that they should get all applicable building and zoning permits for those charging stations, that the project will be developed in accordance with the approved site plan tonight. Any and all Kapoor comments should be addressed. And then the applicant shall provide reimbursement to the city for all costs incurred by the city for review of this site plan.
I would move for approval with those conditions.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Do we have any general discussion items?
I do not.
Then we've got a meeting August 1st, 2024 at 6 PM. I'm told the August 15th meeting is probably not going to be necessary.
I don't believe we will have anything for August 15th. I do just want to remind everyone that on August 1st, we will be having the Plan Commission meeting at 6 PM. However, we do have a joint ETZ meeting scheduled for 5:30 PM that night beforehand. It shouldn't go over, but just in case, I want to make you aware of that.
Okay, thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Move for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.